George and Irene, who helped me putting together this event and helped me over the year with helping you. Thank you very much. And this year was quite significant for me for a couple of reasons. First of all, I've turned 50 for the first time in my life. Yeah, and I guess it would never happen again. So that happened a long time ago. It happened in August, but I guess most of you were away, and I didn't have a chance to celebrate. So I thought this would be a great time to get together and celebrate. 50 is really like 30 today, just better. The kids are grown up. I am counting actually the years till they will be out. And there is so much freedom now when the kids are away. They're on their way. They're on their own right now. And I don't need to worry about them. I worry about them, but I don't need to do that. And I'm looking for other things to watch for. So the first thing that I did this year, I adopted Griffin. Now Griffin, most of you know about him, but those of you who are not familiar with him, he came very wild. Where is he? That's Griffin. He's my new baby. And I love him dearly. I think I love him more than my kids. He never complained. He never asked me to buy anything. I can write it. 50 ways to ask Mom, can you buy me without saying the word buy. So there is, Mom, I need. Mom, my friend got that. Mom, you know at school they talked about it. There are 50 ways to talk about something that you really want without saying them. I need it. Because I said, I don't want to hear, Mom, can you buy me? So there are different ways to say that. Griffin is just appreciative of everything I get him. He's always happy to see me. He never complains. He's never come with the mood. Always happy. So it's great to have him. I also got a new bike. And I've learned how to bike this year. Well, don't get me wrong. I've learned how to bike when I was 6. My father put me on the bike in the kibbutz, downhill, and said, go. I went downhill, but I didn't know how to stop. I crashed. He said, why are you crying? So I stopped crying. I learned how to really like biking. And this year I got those bikes. And they came with cleats. I didn't know how to get off the bikes with cleats. So my elbows, my knees, everything was a disaster. And I guess with 50 you kind of forget things. I don't know how many times I fall. And I couldn't remember that my legs are really into the cleats. And for a really stupid reason, like stop in the red light, one leg is on the road, the other leg is still hooked to the cleats, and I'm trying to move to the right because I think that I'm too much in the middle of the way. I'm moving to the right, and sure enough, I'm losing my balance, and I'm crushed. At some point, my daughter came and said, take those bandages with you. Every time you come back from biking, you're full of blood. So she came with a packet of bandage. Said, I don't need that. She said, Mom, you really need it. So I put it, but I guess out of embarrassment, what the pain didn't do, the embarrassment did. I stopped falling. So I learned how to bike the cleats. Then, my older son, Ohad, or is he? It's not moving. Okay. So, my older son, wait, you don't know the story. It wasn't a real choice. We thought he's going to college. He thought he's going to college. We paid the first deposit. And then the boy got depressed. 3 days in his bedroom, not talking, not going out, not doing anything. Fourth day I'm saying, God, what's going on? Oh, you must Amherst. It's not such a good school. I don't feel like going there. Talking to some friends, I said, why won't you take a gap year? Do something. Maybe you don't know what you want to study. So the gap year turned into maybe joining the IDF, the Israeli military. He wasn't really sure about that, so they said, you know what, why won't you go in June, there is a meeting in New York. By the way, your parents have to come because it's the last minute. If you want to join the IDF and you want to join this group of kids, your parents have to sign off. I was already booked with all different kinds of things. I told around my husband, you go. The second day, Ohad calls me, that's June, and said, I'm going to Israel, I'm joining the IDF. It wasn't in my horizon, and I don't think it was in his horizon, and I don't think he even knew what he's going to do. But he sounded very enthusiastic about that, so I said, okay. July, he was already in Israel. Sure enough, he's now in the IDF. Now it's cold, it's wet, and I feel more mommy than I ever felt every night. 3 o'clock, which is 10 o'clock in Israel, a phone call from Ohad. How are you? Great. What's new? Nothing. What did you do all day? Oh, you know, this and that. So what's going on? Do you have something new to tell me? Not really, we just talked yesterday. Okay. Mom, I really have to go to sleep, Sarah. Shutting off the lights. Good night. So that's the everyday talk. And then the other things that came into reality this year is a childhood dream, I would say. Most of you, I grew up in a kibbutz, in a children's house. I spent many nights with a very dear friend. And over those nights, we arranged our marriage, which never really happened because we got into an argument about what we'll have in our farm. And Erez really wanted we have knock ark. All the animals would come into our farm. And I said, Erez, that's great. But you know what? I'm scared of scorpions and snakes. So why won't we leave scorpions and snakes? They're not real animals anyway. Who would see them? Scorpions and snakes. case of the animals. Let's leave them out. Erez was a principal child. He's still into his principles. And when he said all animals, that means all animals. He said, how could you say all animals but exclude someone? You can't exclude not scorpions, not snake, no nothing. All animals will be in our farm. So I said, I don't think I will be able to live with you, so we decided not to get married. However, he shared with me one of his secrets. Now, her secret was that his father is searching for a cure for cancer. Now, Erez's father was not a scientist, not a doctor. He was just a teacher. And I said, how come? He said, secretly, he's looking for a cure for cancer with the nurse from the kibbutz. Now, you have to understand, my mother is a nurse, and she was a nurse of the kibbutz. But of course, Erez chose the other nurse. And he said, don't tell anyone that I told you that. He couldn't even ask my mom, what's going on? How come you're not on his team? Why you're not looking for a cure? Now, when I was a child, cancer was the disease. No one talked about cancer, but everyone knew that it is there. It was a big secret. And thinking that Erez's dad would find a cure to this disease got me to be very jealous. And I thought, I have to be the one that one day would be involved in a cure for cancer. Why him? Why Erez? I mean, it's my destiny. So this year, just so happened that my dear husband, probably is blushing right now because I never say dear. I always complain about you, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. But for this evening, you'll be my dear husband. The company he worked for relocated to Connecticut. And they offered us to move to Connecticut, but they couldn't leave you, of course. I said, we're not moving there. And Ran said, you know, that's a great opportunity because for a long time, I've been thinking about a therapy for, he would tell you what, something that has to do with cancer. And I got very excited about that. And we founded Y7 Therapeutics, which I would like Eran to tell you more about it. And Eran is the brain, the one who is thinking, the one who is doing all the hard work. I'm bringing the money, I guess. Thanks to you. Thanks to your referrals, thanks to your business. And I hope next year will be great enough that we'll be able to continue. It was a great year, and I really wanted to thank you for everything. I would also want to ask Eran to tell you a little bit about Y7 because we will still need your help. It's a big, big project to develop a cure to cancer. So, Eran, first of all, I want to say thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you, Asnat, my angel. So, yeah, it is. And the question is, why ovarian cancer? And if I can put it in one sentence, it's a nasty cancer. And I think that we have an opportunity to make a difference. Now, how nasty is this cancer? I mean, this year, over 22,000 women in the US alone will be diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and 40% of these women there will remain after 5 years. Now, usually this cancer is diagnosed too late, meaning that by the time the patient is diagnosed, the woman has also had metastasis within at least the abdominal cavity. And in these cases, the expectancy is even lower than 44%, it's only a third. So we have a case of the cancer where it's almost like, for many people, it's a death warrant. And I believe, and also believe, it can be different. And it can be different, because if you look into breast cancer, I mean, 25 years ago, it was considered a very harsh cancer, very few options, and with time came a lot of awareness, and the awareness kind of propelled research, and the research eventually translated into having an arsenal of drugs to treat breast cancer. Some of them specific for breast cancer, and at the end, what used to be a horrible news, it's a bad news, but there is life after breast cancer. I mean, if it's diagnosed early enough, which is the case for many, you have close to 100% survival. And even for those who are diagnosed a bit late, there are very effective drugs that can reduce the mortality and make people move on despite the disease. And I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be the case for ovarian cancer. But right now, what is the standard of care for ovarian cancer? I mean, this is a list of drugs that you see. I mean, some of them, surgery, radiation. This is standard of care for many solid tumors. You remove the tumors. Unfortunately, many tumors come with metastasis. Cancer is already spread. And this is why we have all these drugs. If you look into the bottom line, I mean, platinum and doxorubicin have been around for many, many years. I mean, these are the years that it has been approved. And it's pretty much in the past. It's not that new. And even for Taxol, which has been approved in 1992, the drugs were initially discovered in 1967. And I think that the bottom line is that if you want to increase the survival rate, I mean, women that suffer from ovarian cancer are in desperate need of newer and more effective drugs. Drugs that really target the cancer specifically, because many of these cancers, like those in the bottom line, I mean, they basically target DNA. Cancer cells divide a lot. You target the DNA, and this is how you hope to arrest cancer. Unfortunately, other cells also have DNA, and this is why you have a lot of side effects. And so what should the next generation of drugs to treat ovarian cancer look like? So like, many cancers are driven by a specific biochemical pathway that propels the growth, and ovarian cancer is no exception. I mean, we are concentrating on a specific receptor that resides in the cell membrane, which essentially control three key pathways that promote proliferation. This is rapid division of cells, which is a property of cancer.